I don't know about you, but I just can't stand most romance anime MCs. Like, why are they always the most basic self-insert mega virgins out there, who act like they've never spoken to women before? And that's why I usually don't even bother trying this genre in the first place. But recently, Blue Box caught my eye, because it's about badminton. So I decided to give it a watch, and holy shit did it exceed my expectations. Not only that, but I've started getting into more romance anime and manga because of how good the show is. Everything from the breathtaking animation, to the banger music, to the streamlined plot is done perfectly. But if there's one thing that gets me hooked on a show, it's the characters themselves. This is the most important factor for me. If I don't care about the characters, I don't care about the show. And Blue Box delivers, especially when it comes to its side characters. This brings me back to my first video, where I argued why Hina was the best girl. Well, the season just finished with season 2 announced, let's go. And I hate to say this, but my opinion has not changed in the slightest. Hina all the way, baby! In the anime at least. Please don't get mad at me, manga readers. But unfortunately, the ending shattered Hina's heart, as she's finally forced to accept the bitter reality of romance. So let me break down what went down and analyze the tragedy of Hina.
I think Cupid hates my guts. He made everybody fall in love but me. Now I'm all alone, nobody to hold. Maybe it's just my bad luck, but I think Cupid hates my guts.
But before that, I do have to address Chinatsu's development, because it's actually pretty good and enriches the story further. Spoilers ahead, by the way. Immediately after Hina's confession, the anime does a 180 and remembers Chinatsu as the main girl. She asks Taiki to go to the beach with her, which is the first time we see her take initiative, and I'm not gonna lie, this part was pretty good. Chinatsu shows a more playful side, and later they have a conversation which clears up the cultural festival misunderstanding, as she apologizes for drawing boundaries between Taiki and herself. This, along with the earlier scenes, reveals her inner feelings for Taiki, as she genuinely enjoys spending time with him, and she sees him as a person she can turn to when times get tough. The following episodes reveal Chinatsu's true feelings for Taiki, but also her indecisiveness and hesitation about pursuing them. The first reason for this is that she knows Hina has feelings for Taiki already, but after being inadvertently called out for this by her mum, she resolves to be more honest with herself and makes an effort to get closer to Taiki. They even go to a concert together, where Chinatsu confesses? They do that cliche thing where neither Taiki nor Ras could hear what she said because the band decided, alright boys, let's go all in for this one part, which is coincidentally timed to whatever Chinatsu was saying. But I'm gonna headcanon she confessed here. Now, the second reason is Chinatsu's outlook of love as a whole. She takes love very seriously, preferring to develop a connection before fully committing, and is not one to fall in love easily. She is interested in Taiki, and they are in the talking stage right now, but her priority is still basketball, which disrupts this process. This stalls the Chinatsu and Taiki ship, leaving their relation in this grey area between friendzone and romance. And that's basically it. Episodes 15 to 25 clears up Chinatsu's feelings and circumstances. She reduces the social distance between her and Taiki, but the ship is still docked due to her focus on basketball, and wanting to take things slow, so she can get to know Taiki as best as possible before transitioning from friends to lovers as smoothly as possible. But just like the first half of the season, Hina's story dwarfs Chinatsu's by a mile as she continues her uphill struggle of pursuing Taiki. The thing that differentiates Blue Box from other romances is the way in which trope is subverted. On the surface, you could profile Hina as the red-haired tsundere, who was the childhood friend of Taiki, but her character is much more than this, and we get to see her cope with life as a student while pursuing love. One of the things I love about her is her boldness. From episode 14, she confesses, creating this dichotomy which lingers in the back of Taiki's mind. She continues teasing him, like in episode 17, when she asks Taiki to help her rehearse a scene for the school play she's in. It's your classic prince wakes princess up with a kiss shtick, and this girl has the audacity to ask,
大輝と本当にしたところ本当にする?
Sometimes I wonder if Hina is actually a guy, because holy shit does she have balls. As expected, however, Taiki fumbles the bag, and Hina plays it off, saying,
ドキドキはしたでしょ? これもひな様の戦略なんだから.
But this is the start of something that foreshadows the tragedy of Hina's character. Anyway, Let's fast forward a bit to episode 20. Chinatsu and Taiki are deep in the talking stage, and things are moving smoothly. But in a shocking twist, Taiki has to fill in for a role in his school play, and of course, he is anxious about the kissing scene with Hina. This fear is accentuated by the fact that Chinatsu would be watching. The play proceeds, and he successfully avoids kissing Hina. But then... rumors spread like wildfire, and Taiki is livid as he thinks his chance with Chinatsu is ruined. However, Hina offers to dispel the rumors as she knows Taiki is still chasing Chinatsu, and also because she cares about Taiki's feelings and she wants Taiki to make the choice to like her back, without external influences or insinuations. But we can see that this reaction from Taiki really disappoints her, as she drops her positive facade the moment she turns away from him. A new character gets introduced this half, called Ayame, who is your average school bop. And I was like, for fuck's sake, we're gonna have a love square, aren't we? But no, I was wrong. Ayame may have a very shallow understanding of love, but she isn't a bad person. She is the way she is because she enjoys the feeling of being loved. And upon hearing that Hina loves Taiki and already confessed to him, Ayame feels how I feel watching the show. From her perspective, Taiki is playing with Hina's feelings and making her do all the lifting. So she officially volunteers to be Hina's wingman, as she respects the passion Hina has for Taiki. It sounds like I'm going off track here, but trust me, Ayame is a relevant character later on. And with the stage set, let's move on to the final parts of the season, where everything comes crashing down. Hina, Chinatsu and Taiki all go on a 4-day sports camp, which of course means that things are about to get freaky. There's this scene where the gang plays this card game and Taiki has to confess his love, but Kyo the goat jumps in and saves him from the most awkward situation possible. Man, I wish I had a friend like Kyo. All my friends do is just touch me. We get to see Hina with her hair down, Ayame is trying to set Hina up, and Chinatsu and Taiki are so far in the talking stage, they're gonna turn it into a competitive game mode. In this arc, we see how much Hina cares about Taiki, catching glimpses of him whenever she can, looking for him when she realizes he's missing, and fantasizing about him. But she knows that Taiki doesn't feel the same, and despite trying to remain nonchalant, not having your feelings reciprocated stings, especially when she sees how much closer Chinatsu and Taiki have gotten. In episode 24, Ayame enacts her master plan, setting Hina and Taiki up to be alone. They start talking, with the conversation starting light. A bit of teasing, reminiscing about childhood memories before Taiki knew of Chinatsu's existence, but the weight of unspoken feelings lingers. As Hina reaches for Taiki's hand, she hesitates. Reality begins to sink in once more. Hina knows that no matter how much history they share, or how close they were as friends, Taiki has his heart set on Chinatsu. But despite this, she can't stop herself any longer, and takes a massive risk, an anxious attempt to change the inevitable.
ねえ、大輝。王様ゲームの時、本当はなんて答えるつもりだったの？私一瞬、千夏先輩が好きって言っちゃうのかと思った。あ、別に告白してもいいんだよ。最初からそういう約束だったし。私は全然平気だから。大輝以上に頑張ればいいんだもん。正直こう、ズキッとくることもあるけどさ。そんなことがへっちゃらなくらい、大輝のこと大好きだから。
She finally gets to tell Taiki her feelings, but as she walks away, Taiki stops her. Having spent days sorting out his emotions, he knows delaying his answer would only hurt more. He stops Hina before she can walk away, and so gives her the answer she's been dreading.
ごめん、ひなとは付き合えない。
Hina is rattled by this, but nonetheless maintains her cool. She tries to deflect, insisting she doesn't need an answer yet, clinging to the comfort of uncertainty. But Taiki's sincerity, one of the things she admires the most, backfires on her.
そういう中途半端な態度がひなを傷つけてるとも思う。だから今はっきりさせて。
The words Hina dreaded were about to come out of Taiki's mouth, and she tries to prevent him from saying them. She continues to deny the inevitable fact that her dream will never come true, reiterating how she loves Taiki, regardless of the unavoidable truth he likes someone else. But Taiki has made up his mind. As the truth sinks in, Hina cracks.
大輝と思いでいっぱい してないから。なら今からだって。千夏先輩は大輝のことどう思ってるかわからないけど、私は。
それでも俺の好きな人は変わらない。
The unfazed facade she has put up for the entire season shatters, as she can't hold her tears back any longer.
Hina.
Ayame goes to check on the two, but finds Hina running out in tears, and realizes her grand plan has backfired. But more than that, she sees something she's never experienced herself, true heartbreak. We get this final bit of monologue, where Hina begrudgingly accepts the reality. Love can be complicated and unreasonable. Hina realizes she can't just work hard and see the results she wants, and she questions herself for the first time. This concludes the most tragic episode of Blue Box. Finally, we reached the last episode. Ayame, who I thought was just another plot device, turned out to be a real one. Her character also develops as she witnesses Hina's heartbreak and evaluates how she herself has never felt heartbreak, despite her long list of ex-lovers. Therefore, she doesn't know what to say in this situation, but she tries her best to empathize with Hina regardless, showing her caring nature and guilt, but also her admiration of Hina for being able to love someone this much. Taiki honestly did nothing wrong, and he marches on by actually asking Chinatsu out on a date. So good for him. And Hina recovers mentally as well, especially with Ayame there to distract her. She may have lost a friend, but she has also gained one in return. Blue Box is one of the best romance anime of 2025. I'm calling it now. And that is thanks to the unique way it explores trope and expands upon them. Sure, there are many times where overused cliches are still overused, but there are other times, such as with Hina and Ayame, who could have easily fallen into the trap of being forgettable side characters. But honestly, their character arcs became a major reason I enjoyed the show. Don't fucking leave yet, just let me finish this last bit, please. I think Taiki and Chinatsu would be a great couple, and I'm happy that their relationship has grown considerably, especially these last couple episodes. And even though I'm a Hina fan, I'm still rooting for their romance. And with season 2 announced, I hope things work out for them. But even more so, I hope things work out for my girl Hina. And maybe we'll see another relationship form as well. With that said, thanks for watching till the end. Leave your angry comments below and I'll have something entertaining to read in the morning. Please consider subscribing if you like this type of content. And remember, everybody can find love, except you.